Yesterday was the 25th anniversary of our mayor's prank up there in Boston, Massachusetts. For April Fools, we told the whole city that the mayor died in a car accident. Looking back, it's a little weird to me. I posted recently the one of the news stories from that day. Oh my God. I want to play this again today. Look at this picture of Anthony. I remember they wanted publicity photos because we were starting to get some heat, and you know, we were just getting ready for our show, and Anthony quickly picked up the fire extinguisher and did that. They took that picture, and without even asking Anthony or me, they're like, "Good enough," and they put these pictures on the website. Look how wacky Anthony is.
Their listeners, Mayor Menino had been killed in a car accident. At the time it aired, the mayor's wife, Angela, thought her husband was in a car on the way to the airport, so she thought it was true. I caught up with the DJs outside their Westboro studios. You think saying the mayor was dead was crossing the line, though?
I just have to jump on here. I have no connection to this. I have no connection to this guy. Oh my God. I thought my hair was cool like that. I was going for kind of a grunge thing. I have giant, almost Allman Brothers sideburns. And I talk like a surfer dude? What?
Yeah. I feel bad that the mayor's, wife heard it. Who knew that the mayor's family is fans of the Opie and Anthony show?
Used to be.
It's so weird to look back in time because you live long enough, you start not really having a connection to your old self, if that makes sense. Everyone can think about stuff they did so many years ago. Unfortunately, because I've been in the public eye pretty much since I was 18, a lot of my life is out there. And a lot of you did crazy ass, stupid stuff, but there's no real record of it anymore. Maybe some vague memory as the years go on. But there it is, me looking like a dope as I'm being interviewed about it. An insane bit we did on the radio. To this day, I'm amazed we weren't sued for it. It was bittersweet because that prank, I went over all this, and I really, if you're a student of radio or you're a huge fan of the old Opie and Anthony show, I really encourage you to after this live stream, check it out on Facebook or YouTube. I think it's called Shock Jock Diaries, and I basically take you behind the scenes of that whole prank. There was so much going on in the Opie and Anthony world at that moment. It wasn't just a casual thing like, oh, let's just do this. I mean, there was a lot of backstory. We were killing it up there in Boston. They weren't paying us. We had other radio stations that wanted to hire us. But anyway, looking at that clip is bittersweet because at the end of it, you see me and Anthony go back into the WAF area. We were leaving for the day, and they came out of our break room, which happened to be near the elevator banks. They hid in there. No one knew they were there. So when we left for the day, they came running with the reporter, and the camera was on already. And we were surprised, and we did the best we could. We didn't think we were going to be hijacked like that by the media. And then so we were going to leave, and there were more camera crews downstairs. So we decided to go back into the WAAF area. Excuse me. It's kind of sad to see that video because my time up in Boston, I absolutely loved it. I felt at the time that I would make my home up in Boston, and then I would stay there for a really, really long time. I really, really liked Boston. So when we went back into the studio area after we got hijacked by that camera crew, we hung around a little longer, talking to like Ozone and some really cool people there. And then we finally left. I forgot what happened after we left the building. I think we just quickly went to our cars and didn't talk to anybody else. But there was a lot of media outside the station. And that was the last time we went back into WAF and the last time we were in that building, because fast forward after that news report, about a week or two later, they fired our asses. Back then, we were like flying by the seat of our pants. I had some success in radio, certainly, and I had my fans on my solo shows. But then when we moved to Boston, we were on a rocket ship. I mean, a rocket ship. We were trying to figure out everything that was going on in front of us. We had We had the bosses at WAAF taking advantage of us. They didn't pay us a lot of money. They made us work on Saturdays. So we didn't have much of a life outside the radio show because, especially at first when we were living in Boston, we wanted to come home to our families and friends. So we jump in a car every Saturday after and they gave us a Saturday morning shift. Can you imagine? And so we would have to do this stupid show on Saturday mornings. And we weren't doing like the Opie and Anthony show. We were just kind of on the air, just trying to get through it so we could finally enjoy our weekends. And then we would jump in separate cars, obviously, and we would drive from Westboro on Route 9, sort of, outside Boston, and drive all the way home just to have a Saturday night on Long Island in my case, and then like half a Sunday, and then drive all the way back up to Boston Sunday night and start the whole thing over again. So, but like I said, they wanted a publicity shot or a picture for their website, and Anthony just picked up the fire extinguisher. I mean, we made fun of that picture for 4 years after that. 4 years. The Pies in the Children Hospital, Hack says. Yeah, and then they thought like the mayor would be just cool with our silly prank, and I mean it's an ongoing theme. You get around people in radio that just don't know what the hell they're doing, and they honestly thought if they offered us up to the mayor and put us in the lock stocks, whatever the hell they're called, in Faneuil Hall, and then the mayor could throw pies at our faces. And me and Anthony at that point, we're like, for real, we were like rock stars. We're like, we're not doing that. I'd rather go down for the prank than have the mayor throw pies at us and do a silly bit. But they really thought that the mayor would go for this. And I remember going, he ain't going for this. He's kind of pissed. You can kind of tell because then he wouldn't leave it alone. He was on TV day after day until we got fired. I'm like, yeah, he's kind of pissed. To the point we were getting intimidated by state troopers that were driving by our houses really, really slow. Do you have the show after the April Fool's prank, the Can't Anyone Take a Joke Anymore show? I do somewhere. I got to find that. Yeah, that was when we were screaming through the... What an idiot I was. I mean, it worked, obviously, but what an idiot. Like now the next day I'm all mad. The whole city's pissed off at us. Well, not the whole city. If you didn't like Mayor Menino, you loved us. You know how that stuff goes. But the media wanted us out of town. The state troopers were slowly rolling by our houses to scare us. The radio company, I could tell they were getting really, really nervous. And then I go on the radio and make it worse, screaming, "Can anyone take a joke anymore?" Like, how dare people be up in arms over our April Fool's prank? How dare they?